Thank you for joining me. I'm Barbara O'Neill. Now, it's often said, and rightly so, that nuts are a very nutritious choice for keeping our bodies in good balance. And this is a little but a very important one, what if I were to tell you that there are actually 5 nuts that we should be a little cautious about, perhaps even avoid altogether? You see, as we journey through life, especially as we gracefully move past the age of 50, our bodies become a little more sensitive. The risks associated with certain foods can become a tad more pronounced, so making wise choices about what we put into our precious bodies becomes even more vital. So, what are these nuts that might not be our best friends? Well, you'll want to stay tuned because we're going to take a gentle stroll through the 5 nuts you might want to steer clear of. And then the good news, we'll look at 5 others that are just wonderful for your health. Before we delve into this nutty business, I'd be ever so grateful if you could tell me, where in the world are you watching from today? Do pop your location in the comments below, and have you ever encountered anything like what we're about to discuss? I'd be so interested to hear your experiences. Alright then, let's get right to it. The nuts we might want to be a little wary of. Number 1. Bitter almonds. Now these might sound quite similar to the sweet almonds we often enjoy, but they are a different kettle of fish altogether. Bitter almonds contain a natural chemical called amygdalin. Now when we consume these bitter almonds, this amygdalin can break down in our bodies and, believe it or not, turn into hydrogen cyanide. Yes, that's right, cyanide. Studies have actually measured this, and they've found that as few as 50 bitter almonds can release an amount of cyanide that could sadly lead to poisoning. Research published in various food chemistry journals has compared the toxin content in these bitter almonds to our common edible almonds, which thankfully contain only the tiniest little traces of amygdalin. In laboratory tests, scientists have discovered that even small exposures to cyanide can interfere with how our cells breathe, disrupting their ability to use oxygen. Cyanide actually blocks an enzyme called cytochrome oxidase, and this can lead to symptoms like headaches, dizziness, and in very serious cases, even respiratory failure. Research involving controlled dosing in animal models has shown that the body simply cannot break down cyanide efficiently if a large dose is consumed, and it can build up quite quickly in the bloodstream. The standard treatment for cyanide poisoning involves using antidotes like hydroxycobalamin and sodium thiosulfate. Health agencies in several countries have actually issued warnings about eating raw bitter almonds, and data collected from hospitals in regions where these almonds are naturally consumed suggests a higher occurrence of poisoning symptoms. Recorded cases during outbreaks have revealed that a small percentage of patients, particularly young children, needed immediate medical help after eating them. The chemical concentration can vary a little depending on where the almond comes from and how mature it is, but even controlled samples have shown alarmingly high levels of this toxin. Laboratory analysis using a fancy technique called high-performance liquid chromatography confirms that proper processing like heat treatment or other chemical methods is absolutely essential to lower the risk. So the evidence from many different places advises us that bitter almonds should really not be eaten raw. If they are to be used in food products at all, very strict processing techniques must be applied. The science is quite clear on this. Even in moderation, there's a definite risk that outweighs any nutritional benefit we might expect from these particular nuts. Number 2. Raw cashews. Now, cashews are another nut that might seem perfectly safe, but they can carry hidden risks if they haven't been treated properly. You see, unprocessed cashews contain compounds that can actually irritate our skin and our digestive system. Scientific studies have identified a substance called urushiol, and this is present in the cashew shell oil. During the industrial processing of cashews, these shells are removed through high heat treatment. Research has shown that even the small traces of urushiol that might be left in raw cashews can cause allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Medical reports indicate that people can develop rashes, itchiness, or even stomach cramps if they consume cashews that haven't been processed adequately. Standard food safety protocols recommend that cashews must be roasted or steamed at high temperatures to get rid of any residual toxins. Analysis by food safety labs has revealed that heated cashews lose these problematic compounds almost completely. Research has recorded that over 70% of cashew products on the market have been processed to reduce the risk of allergic responses. Clinical trials focusing on nut allergies have recorded incidents where unprocessed cashews cause symptoms very similar to those of poison ivy exposure. Numbers from surveys in parts of Asia where unprocessed cashews were once more common showed a clear trend of increased allergic incidents and hospital visits. Body tests measuring something called immunoglobulin E, or IgE levels, have demonstrated spikes after raw cashew consumption. Data analysis by nutrition experts suggests that proper processing is absolutely essential, not only for our safety but also for making the cashews easier to digest. The body's reaction to the unprocessed nut can be quite swift, with irritation in the throat and mouth frequently reported, so scientific evidence really does favor processed cashews as a much safer alternative, where we can enjoy the benefits of those healthy fats and proteins without the risk of ingesting toxins. Number 3. Moldy peanuts. Now, peanuts, technically legumes but often grouped with nuts because of their nutritional qualities, can pose a risk if they become moldy. This is something that has been well documented in food safety research. A common fungus called Aspergillus flavus can grow on peanuts that haven't been stored properly. This fungus produces aflatoxins, which are chemicals that laboratory studies have found to be liver toxins. Research conducted by food safety authorities has recorded that aflatoxins are among the most potent, naturally occurring carcinogens in the world. Numbers from food monitoring programs have shown that even tiny amounts of aflatoxins in peanuts can be harmful to our health over time. Experiments involving rodents have demonstrated that long-term exposure to aflatoxins correlates with liver damage and an increased risk of liver cancer. The body processes these toxins quite slowly, which can lead to a cumulative effect that can be measured over time. Modern techniques like ELISAs are used to detect aflatoxin levels in peanut samples. Data from these tests indicate that peanuts exposed to moisture for more than 48 hours in warm, humid conditions have significantly higher toxin levels. Medical studies on populations with high peanut consumption and poor storage conditions have shown a correlation with liver disease. Research published by the Food and Drug Administration states that acceptable levels in food require very strict monitoring. Numbers from market surveys in areas with poor storage practices frequently exceed recommended safe limits, leading to heightened health risks. The damage caused by aflatoxins comes from their ability to bind with proteins in our liver cells, disrupting their normal functions. Symptoms might include jaundice, abdominal pain, and chronic fatigue. Nutritionists strongly advise purchasing peanuts from reliable sources and storing them in dry, cool environments. Consuming moldy peanuts simply isn't worth risking long-term health issues, based on the scientific evidence. Number 4. Rancid walnuts. Walnuts are so well known for their high content of those wonderful healthy fats. However, when walnuts become rancid, their chemical makeup changes and they can actually become harmful. Rancidity occurs when unsaturated fats oxidize, producing harmful compounds called free radicals. Studies have measured this oxidation process in walnuts by tracking something called the peroxide value, which is a chemical number that rises as spoilage occurs. Researchers have found that when walnuts are exposed to air and light without proper storage, these free radicals can increase by over 150% within just a few weeks. Clinical research explains that these free radicals may contribute to cellular damage when consumed over long periods. Measurements using a technique called gas chromatography have shown that rancid fats contain harmful aldehydes and ketones. These substances can interfere with the normal function of our cells by altering the structure of cell membranes and disrupting the cell's ability to function normally. Research published by Nutrition Institutes has recorded that the oxidized fats in rancid walnuts pose a risk to our heart health and overall metabolism. Data from epidemiological studies have noted that people who consume high levels of oxidized lipids in their diet may develop elevated blood pressure and abnormal cholesterol levels. Numbers in laboratory tests have indicated that the rate of oxidation in walnuts increases rapidly when they are not kept in airtight containers. In some tests, the quality of walnuts, as judged by sensory panels, drops significantly after just 2 months of improper storage. The body can respond to oxidized foods with an inflammatory response, which may lead to issues like joint pain and fatigue. Multiple studies have shown that antioxidants can help counteract some of this damage, but the best practice is to simply avoid consuming fats that have oxidized. Researchers agree that quality control in storage is absolutely critical, so always give your walnuts a good sniff before you eat them. If they smell a bit off, it's best to discard them. Number 5. Over-salted pistachios. Pistachios offer a lovely rich mix of proteins and healthy fats, but those that are heavily salted can pose a health risk. Studies have revealed that consuming high amounts of salt increases the sodium levels in our bodies, which in turn can raise our blood pressure. Clinical reports from cardiovascular research centers indicate that a high sodium intake is closely linked with an increased risk of heart disease. Laboratory research measures sodium levels in foods, and salted pistachios often exceed recommended limits. The World Health Organization advises that our daily sodium consumption should not exceed 2,000 milligrams. Analysis of nutritional labels has shown that a single serving of overly salted pistachios can contain a significant portion of this, sometimes 300-400 milligrams of sodium. Medical trials have found that excessive salt intake can stress our kidneys and our vascular system. Detailed experiments using blood tests indicate that even occasional consumption of high-salt foods can lead to minor spikes in blood pressure that have measurable effects over time. The body responds to increased sodium by retaining water, which increases our blood volume and puts extra pressure on our blood vessels. Research in public health suggests that high sodium levels are a major risk factor for stroke and heart attacks. Data collected from dietary surveys in several countries has found that populations with high-salt diets tend to have elevated rates of cardiovascular issues. Moreover, neurological studies have shown that high sodium levels can affect the balance of electrolytes, influencing nerve signal transmissions. Testing on pistachios sold in various markets has confirmed that those with heavy salt coatings are more likely to contribute to our daily sodium intake beyond safe levels. Nutrition experts advise selecting unsalted or lightly salted pistachios to take advantage of their natural flavors and nutritional benefits without the risks of high salt consumption. Now, after all that talk about nuts to be cautious of, let's turn our attention to some wonderful nuts that can truly be allies in our quest for good health. Number 1. Sweet almonds. Such a popular and delightful nut choice that offers so many health benefits when enjoyed as part of a balanced diet. Studies in nutritional science show that sweet almonds are rich in monounsaturated fats, which are so helpful in maintaining healthy cholesterol levels. Laboratory tests have determined that just 1 ounce of almonds provides around 3.5 grams of protein and those essential healthy fats that our cells need to function properly. Research conducted by nutritional institutes reveals that diets including almonds can lower the risk of heart disease by as much as 30%. Numbers from clinical trials indicate that people who add a daily serving of almonds to their meals benefit from improved blood lipid profiles and more stable blood sugar levels. The scientific mechanism behind these effects involves the ability of almonds to slow down the absorption of sugars and promote a gradual release of energy into our bloodstream. Studies using imaging and blood tests have recorded that the fiber content in almonds is responsible for supporting healthy digestion by feeding those friendly bacteria in our gut. Researchers have measured that almonds contain significant amounts of vitamin E, a wonderful antioxidant that protects our cells against free radical damage. Published data from food chemistry laboratories state that the vitamin E levels in almonds may provide up to 35% of our daily requirement in just a handful of these nuts. Experiments with test subjects have shown that regular almond consumption can lead to small reductions in systemic blood pressure. Additionally, almonds are linked with improvements in cognitive performance, likely due to their rich nutrient profile. Analysis of dietary patterns in several large studies suggests that nuts, particularly almonds, play a key part in balanced diets around the world. The safe consumption of sweet almonds, which have been properly processed and stored, allows us to benefit fully from their natural goodness. People who enjoy sweet almonds as a snack or as part of their meals can truly reap a wide range of health advantages. Number 2, fresh walnuts. Fresh walnuts provide a wealth of nutrients that can contribute so positively to our diet when consumed in moderation. Lab tests have shown that walnuts are a rich source of omega-3 fatty acids. Measurements indicate that a 1-ounce serving of walnuts provides about 2.5 grams of these omega-3s, which play such an essential role in maintaining both our heart and brain health. Clinical studies have found a connection between regular walnut consumption and improved blood circulation, reduced levels of inflammation, and even enhanced memory function. Scientific experiments tracking the impact of walnut oil on cell membranes reveal that the polyunsaturated fats found in walnuts help keep our cell walls nice and flexible. Research involving participants eating walnuts on a daily basis has recorded a decrease in the stiffness of arteries. Numbers from meta-analyses of dietary studies indicate that including walnuts in our diet may lead to a reduction in cardiovascular risk factors by nearly 20%. Researchers emphasize that walnuts offer a natural mix of antioxidants, including polyphenols, which have been measured to neutralize those damaging free radicals in our bodies. Laboratory studies have pinpointed these antioxidants as crucial in protecting our brain cells against oxidative damage. Data from observational studies show that countries with higher walnut consumption tend to have lower incidences of certain chronic diseases. Clinical trials using controlled dosages of walnuts have demonstrated that the nut's nutrients may improve cognitive performance over time. Analysis by nutritional experts confirms that walnuts are rich in both protein and fiber. The body responds so well to fresh walnuts, incorporating their healthy fats into nerve sheaths and cell membranes. Research records improvements in mood, digestion, and overall energy levels among regular walnut eaters. When stored under cool and dry conditions, walnuts maintain their quality and full nutrient profile. Number 3, Brazil nuts. Now, Brazil nuts offer a truly unique nutritional profile that makes them a worthy addition to our diet. But, and this is important, consumption should be in moderation. Studies in nutritional research highlight that Brazil nuts are one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a trace mineral that is absolutely critical for so many of our body's functions. Laboratory analysis has shown that a single Brazil nut may contain between 68 to 91 micrograms of selenium, which represents roughly 100% of the daily recommended intake. Research published in journals focusing on micronutrients explains that selenium plays a vital role in supporting our immune system and boosting our antioxidant defenses by forming enzymes such as glutathione peroxidase. Clinical evidence indicates that proper selenium intake through Brazil nuts can help maintain healthy thyroid function and even contribute to a balanced metabolic rate. Measurements conducted on Brazil nuts over several harvest seasons indicate a good consistency in their selenium content, although regional differences in soil quality can affect the exact numbers slightly. Data from human studies reveal that subjects consuming just a few Brazil nuts per week showed significant improvements in blood markers associated with oxidative stress. Lab tests have confirmed that the antioxidants in selenium help counteract the effects of free radicals, thereby protecting our cells from damage. Trials involving controlled dietary plans have noted improvements in immune response and energy levels when Brazil nuts are regularly included, yet the benefits are best realized in small, measured portions, as too much selenium can lead to selenosis, a condition with symptoms like gastrointestinal distress and hair loss. Most studies advise limiting intake to just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day. Scientific analysis underscores that moderate consumption of Brazil nuts delivers essential nutrients without overloading the body on selenium. Research findings from nutritional organizations consistently recommend Brazil nuts as part of a healthy snack routine, provided that portion sizes remain small. Number 4. Hazelnuts. Such a nutritious option with a delightful flavor and so many benefits for our bodies. Detailed studies in food science have recorded that hazelnuts contain a beautifully balanced mix of healthy monounsaturated fats, protein, and fiber. Lab results indicate that a typical serving of hazelnuts provides about 4 grams of protein and significant levels of vitamins, particularly vitamin E. Research has measured that the vitamin E from hazelnuts can help reduce oxidative stress by neutralizing those pesky free radicals, which is so important for supporting our cell health. Clinical trials have recorded improvements in cholesterol levels among participants who incorporated hazelnuts into their meals on a regular basis. Studies using blood samples have recorded that the presence of vitamin E in hazelnuts contributes to lowering low-density lipoprotein LDL levels, often referred to as bad cholesterol, without affecting high-density lipoprotein HDL levels, the good cholesterol. Data from nutritional surveys suggest that populations with regular hazelnut consumption show lower rates of heart-related issues. Scientific reviews have highlighted that the fiber content of hazelnuts assists in modulating blood sugar levels, which is especially beneficial for individuals managing insulin sensitivity. Laboratory measurements on the antioxidant capacity of hazelnuts confirm that they help protect our cells from oxidative damage. Research has even shown that hazelnuts contain compounds that support cognitive function, with numbers from brain imaging studies hinting at improved neural pathways after long-term consumption. Evidence from controlled dietary experiments finds that hazelnuts can easily fit into a balanced diet and supplement other nutrient sources. The body reacts well to these nuts when properly stored and consumed as part of a varied diet. Nutrition experts recommend including a small handful of hazelnuts in our daily diet to benefit from their wonderful nutritional profile. Every laboratory test, research study, and clinical trial reinforces the value of hazelnuts as a safe and nutritious choice. Number 5. Unsalted pistachios. Last but certainly not least, we have unsalted pistachios. These provide a healthy mix of protein, fiber, and healthy fats that can complement any balanced diet. Scientific studies have measured that a 1-ounce serving of unsalted pistachios supplies nearly 6 grams of protein, along with a balanced assortment of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Laboratory tests have indicated that these fats play a significant role in supporting our cardiovascular health by maintaining proper cholesterol balance. Research involving human trials has noted that participants who regularly eat unsalted pistachios experience lower blood pressure readings over time compared to those who choose higher sodium snacks. Measurements taken from nutritional content analysis demonstrate that unsalted pistachios allow our bodies to absorb their nutrients without the added burden of excess sodium. Studies have shown that the fiber content in pistachios is beneficial for digestion, aiding in the promotion of a healthy gut environment. Data from clinical trials reveal that the antioxidants present in unsalted pistachios, including lutein and beta-carotene, contribute to eye health and protect our cells from oxidative stress. Observational research in population studies suggests that diets incorporating unsalted pistachios are associated with a lower risk of developing metabolic disorders. Detailed chemical analysis has tracked the nutrient profile of pistachios during various processing methods and confirmed that unsalted versions retain their natural vitamins and minerals more effectively. Scientific evidence from comprehensive nutritional reviews and reports backs up the claim that unsalted pistachios offer a full profile of nutrients without unwanted additives. Measurements indicate that regular consumption of unsalted pistachios can support long-term heart health and stable energy levels throughout the day. Nutrition experts advise that integrating unsalted pistachios as a snack or an ingredient in meals provides the body with a natural source of antioxidants and essential fats. Data across multiple studies and laboratory tests supports the idea that unsalted pistachios are a beneficial nut option when included in a varied and balanced diet. Well, there you have it, my dears. We've journeyed through the world of nuts, discovering which ones might pose a little risk and which ones can be such wonderful additions to our healthy lifestyle. Remember, as with so many things in life, moderation is key when it comes to our health. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you never miss out on our latest content. Stay healthy, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.